Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. Your host Frank Holder here with you. Let's get ready to bring in talent and get this show started. When we talk about comics, we talk to comics about sports. My man Talent is in the building. See what's going on, bro? How you doing, sir?
I think I'm doing better than you guys. Everybody's sick but me, huh? What's going on?
Well, I ate something, so that's why
Oh, so you wasn't technically sick. You had the boo-boo.
Yeah, I had loose booty. That's what my problem was.
That booty will hold you up, boy.
Trying to tell you. So that and I had this big thing from oh my God, from I forgot the name of the damn restaurant. But anyway, it's no big deal. It was just all dairy. So that's what my problem was. All dairy. My man Rodney Perry's in the building. Rodney Perry. Let me bring up Rodney. Where's Rodney at? Let me bring up Rodney. Brought him in and he fell out. Okay, let's see if we can do this one more time. Button sticks. Rodney. Yes, there you go. Rodney, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Peace, brother.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Always a pleasure to hear about Frank's ass.
Yeah, right. He asked. So I just, my man Mo is in the building too. Mo, what's happening, bro? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, fellas? How's it going?
It's going all right. It's going all right.
So Mo the only person you really get excited for. You like, oh shit, Mo.
That's not
true. Here go Rodney again. What up,
not true. All right, let's get ready to jump into this, man. I'm gonna start with you. No surprise, Talent. I don't know if you guys heard this story, man, but there were 10 people. You all remember the David Ortiz situation where David Ortiz had attempted murder. You know, some people tried to attempt to kill him, and Puerto Rico and everything else. Well, yesterday, a dozen people were convicted in attempting to kill David Ortiz. A Dominican court convicted 10 people of attempted murder, according to the Associated Press. And they were given a sentence of 30 years in prison. And 8 others were attempted anywhere between 5 and 20 years in prison. So that's the update on the David Ortiz situation, bro. And the great thing about this is they got convicted. The sad thing about this is it might have been something that they're going to start, trying to get athletes and stuff like that, because ultimately, if you all recall, it was a ransom type of thing. They were trying to kill him or at least get him for ransom too. My man Amir Sealy's in the building too. Amir, hold up. Now what's happening? Amir, what's happening?
What's going on, everybody? Salute.
I'm the only one without a hat on. I need to go grab me a hat.
Damn. Grab yourself a hat.
You go get a hat, Mo. Grab you a background too.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Go ahead and get out of that group home.
Damn, Talent.
He's
still mad because the Jets is on sit your ass down.
Yeah. Mo broadcasting live from the group home.
That's all right.
Any minute, a fight gonna break out between 2 15-year-olds behind. Listen, let me tell you something. If I'm David Ortiz, the first thing I'm gonna tell you, I bet he's not going back to DR no time soon.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because not only for the situation that happened, but these people are connected to other people. So now you got a bullseye on your head, like, so to speak. You can't go back to DR anytime soon. You try to go over there, bring a little money, help the commerce, and this what happened. They owed you for ransom. It didn't work out. All these people going to jail. That's how many families are upset right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Rodney Perry, what's your take on this, man? Do you think it's going to be the start of something new and people are going to be doing this with athletes, man? Trying to hold them hostage?
Well, first of all, David Ortiz they tried to kidnap him or murder him. 10 different people? Are you serious? You got 10 failures.
No, I'm the 40, actually. I'm the 40, but 10 got convicted with the biggest, help the most.
I do. These are the worst kidnappers / murderers in the world. It's too many people. Like they should have called each other. Either Ortiz is the most brilliant man in the world, or the Dominican Republic should specialize in strippers instead of murderers.
Yeah, where's Dave at? What I need him for that disclaimer? I got that disclaimer. I'm gonna have to figure out how to say that disclaimer. Mo, what's your take on this, bro? What's your take?
Man, I'm saying, they tried, they failed. They came, they saw, they failed. They didn't get it. They went to jail, cut and dry, But why are we surprised? It ain't like David Ortiz is the first athlete that's been targeted. I mean, that can happen right here in JP. You know what I'm talking about, Frank, right? In Jamaica Plain, where all the Dominicans hang out. That's just Jamaica Plain is like being in the Bronx in New York. He get kidnapped in the Bronx too. So they ain't like they tried, they shot, and they missed.
Yep, they sure did. Amir, what's your take on this, bro? Because you dealing with a lot of these professional athletes. You know how it is. It's serious.
You know what? You know what's so crazy, man? Is you in your heart of all hearts, you think to yourself that in theory, a lot of times, people would just, be happy to see their stars or see the people who they admire. But it shows you that there is a new level of pettiness when it comes to sometimes getting out of your comfort zone and going into certain spaces. And I just, pray that a lot of these athletes now start understanding that, yes, while you want to be of and with the people, maybe the people don't want to be of and with you in some cases. So, choose your spaces and where you go carefully, big time.
No doubt about that. Yo, so Talent, this is going to be something that I'm sure you're going to be interested in. My man, Ed Reed, has joined Deion Sanders and becoming a head coach at an HBCU. Ed Reed is going to be now head coach of the 2-9 Bethune-Cookman football coach. The school was 2-9 last year, but Ed Reed, we all know him, man, all-pro safety, Baltimore Ravens specialist, played in the NFL 15 years, Hall of Fame dude. Like, he got stats. So maybe what Deion did ain't so bad, bro, because now Ed Reed's doing it. What's your take, G?
Yeah, it ain't so bad until he lead them to go join the University of North Dakota. It's all good when it comes to the black school, and then they get their little reps up, and you get the little poor black kids all excited. What'd you get for Christmas? Nothing. They took my coat. Let me tell you something. First of all, congratulations. That's good. My thing is, if I had like 4 or 5 years, I think we would have seen about a dozen of these that fast. A dozen of these ex-athletes who, because sports, let's keep it real. It's hard to lead the game. If you pay attention, athletes usually 90 percentile stay some way connected to the game. You know what I mean? Whether that's commentating, whether that's assistant coaching, training, whatever the case may be, analysts, they stay close to the game. So this is great. I mean, if we can get lucky and Ed Reed can get about, 10 more guys to follow his footsteps, that's good. That's good news. But then again, you got to look at the flip side. Why we only getting hired when you go 2-9? Why you bring the black dude in when you horrible? You never see nobody hire a black dude when things are going okay. I ain't even saying great, just okay. Bring me into the 8-8 team. Let's see if I get 2 more wins on that in the next couple of seasons. Then they can bring the game 2-9.
Yeah,
there's nowhere to go.
2-9, and they just got their accreditation after 15 years, man. So Rodney Perry, we know about how it is to be at these HBCUs, bro. We know all about that, man. So Ed Reed coming back down there. What's your take on this, RP?
Well, this is a big deal. I mean, of course, we saw Prime go there. Eddie George is at my daughter's school, Tennessee State. Ed Reed is the latest to rock. Like Talent says, Bethune-Cookman is horrible. Maybe Ed Reed is not coaching the football team. He might be coaching the band.
Only Rodney Perry would say that. Boy, what's your take on this?
That Bethune-Cookman band is final.
Yeah, right. That's true. Well,
yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's good that Ed jumped in there. That's what you wanted when Prime started it. Everybody was pissed off when Prime left, but he set the trend. And now it's like for other people to step up and do it all, because not everybody is going to be a Division I caliber coach. Just because you played the sport don't mean you can coach the sport. So not everybody's going to get those offers. But if they can do something to help out, to help those kids move on and help them to learn how to become professionals, then I'm with it.
Excuse me one second, Mo. Is that a shower curtain?
No, man. Why did I do to you? Listen,
No. That was a legit question.
baby. Talon's pissed
Am
off.
I the only one who
Take
know
your
that
ass home.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I think he know you here. You gotta go home because he's making fun of me on TV.
I am not. No, that is not what Amir said. Y'all hate shit. I didn't say that. I said, is that a shower? That's it. You know what? No more questions for me.
Oh,
I can't even talk to my colleagues.
Amir, you hear the jokes. What's your take on Ed Reed, bro? Going to HBCU.
I think this is another great move, not only for HBCUs, but also, for some of the former talent. I've always been a big proponent of cats who are from a specific sport going back in and hopefully, prepping the next generation. And I think somebody like Ed Reeves with his pedigree, with, his resume, can help some of these kids, not only, from a sports standpoint, but help them, become men, become upstanding citizens. And I think a lot of times, sometimes they need people who they see and think, feel, and look like them in order to help them see that that's possible. So, this is another great move and another, positive step in the right direction, hopefully to, help correct some of the things that are going on in our community in particular, but much more so coming from people who are from the community, going back to, each one teach one, as we, came up on, in our early stages. So I think this is dope.
No doubt. 49-year-old Terrell Owens is in the news, T. I'm saying it again, 49-year-old Terrell Owens is in the news. Why? Because he's been in constant contact lately in the last 2 weeks with the Dallas Cowboys and was this close, y'all hear me? This close to signing with the Dallas Cowboys. Instead, they went and got T.Y. Hilton. So does this news shock you, T, knowing that that's happening? And let me throw this out there too. Dallas Cowboys was even in contact with Des Bryant, if that don't even shock you. But they really were getting ready to sign T.O. Take on this, man. Terrell Owens getting ready to sign with the Dallas Cowboys.
That's a distraction. That wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That was to get us to look and go, oh, what? And meanwhile, Jerry Jones, that's his baby. That's his kid. You talk about the master of distraction? Yeah. Look at us. He about to sign T.O. Forget T.O. He boned that girl. That's his baby.
He is in a paternity suit. He is in a paternity suit.
They don't. The court ordered him to take the test.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happened with that. Screw T.O. Man, what's up with that baby? That baby don't even. The baby has no idea how lucky he about to be.
Yeah. None.
This baby about to be a billionaire. Baby don't know what's going on. Baby playing with $5 dollar store toys right now, not knowing that baby about to own the dollar store company. Period. At any 21.
Yeah.
But T.O. Man, listen. First of all, I gotta be honest with you. If this, let's just give it validity for show sake. If this thing got any validity to it, first of all, I hate to say this, Frank. I don't think white people even know sometime when they offend us. I think some of this stuff is really, they can't help it. They're not trying to be disrespectful, but it comes off a certain way. Mm-hmm. If he signed T.O., if I'm old Odell, I'm gonna find his house and smack the shit out of him. Because you went that far to not working it out with me. A bona fide, right in the now receiver, one of the top catches of the game. But you could not give me 10 more minutes to try to work this thing out to help you try to get to the Super Bowl. The disgrace and disrespect that you're going to call T.O. First of all, I'm smacking T.O. for picking that call up. Then I'm smacking Derek Jones for making the insinuation. Then I'm going to get this DNA test because we're going to rub this in.
I'm going to get this DNA test. Disrespectful. Rodney Prey, what's your take on T.O. obviously and being contacted and coming that close to signing with the Dallas Cowboys?
The thing about T.O., man, he's a great guy. He played his career under duress, and his biggest problem is he's still in shape. But he ain't in football playing shape. He in walk around shape. He in maybe this guy should become an actor shape. But he ain't in football shape. That's a different type of shape. You 49 years old. What you don't need to do is get in a car wreck every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
T.O. And T.O. is in a small group of people that need to go and take several seats. One of those people, Joe Biden. Joe Biden need to take several seats. Joe Biden the fell asleep, fell up a flight of stairs, fell off a bicycle. It's time to take a seat.
Take a nap.
Rodney Perry need to take a seat. I went with my family during the holidays, my Christmas holidays. We went bowling. Everybody beat me.
Everybody?
Take everybody, my kids, my child, several seats. T.O., there's a vacancy next to me. Sit your ass down, in the words of Mr. Mo.
Speaking of Mr. Mo, when you hear sit your ass down, when you hear T.O. coming back to the NFL.
Mr. Mo got a new background.
I got a new background. I switched up on him. I got tired of that crap. I don't even give a damn about T.O. You know what I'm saying? I said I got to do something. Believe me, when I leave out for this show today, I'm going to Home Depot, get me some wood, some nails, a hammer. I'm going to build me a whole new set. When I come back tomorrow, Jerry Jones is going to be calling me. I want to play.
How you gonna have somebody else virtual house party?
Listen,
that's D Nice house.
Listen, I don't care. They told me fake it until you make it. Act as if, become as if. The journey of a million miles starts with the first step. This is the first step, my virtual house.
How you let him bully you?
If you can see it, you can believe it, you can touch it. All those sayings, black. I don't give a damn about T.O. All those, I'm coming to heaven to help God fix the family.
you can't touch nothing back there, man. Hey, do me a favor, hand me that pillow.
That's okay. I can't touch nothing, and you can't talk about nothing. All you can talk now, all you got is somebody else's house to look at. I don't care if I can touch it.
What you think about T.O. This is crazy.
You know it's so crazy. I think, first of all, Rodney hit it on the head. The second thing is this. I get it. I understand that sometimes for everybody, there is this ideology of not being able to let go of your celebrity, your fame, or whatever you perceive, certain things to be. I do think this. For a guy like T.O., thankfully he didn't, make it back into the NFL, for whatever reason. But look, T.O., at this stage of the game, these new Thundercats, and by the Thundercats, I mean these new young DBs and this and that and third. Yes, they smaller than you, this, that, the third, but they half your age. The way that these kids hit, son, you do not want to go out on a stretcher and not be able to move your toes. So go on and just do like everybody else, commentate, talk trash about the young kids or whatever the case may be, but leave the game to these kids. You did what you were supposed to do. You came, you made your mark on the game. Now leave it up to these kids. We got to stop with this always trying to hold on forever. Let it go. It's okay to let the next generation.
He said not be able to feel your toes.
I don't get it.
Hey, Tyler, interview me. I'll be T.O.'s toes.
How you feeling over there?
I'm glad you asked, man. It is it's tough, man. My man is thinking about getting back in the league.
Real quick, are all 10 of you guys available?
I'm glad you asked. That's a great question. It's only probably what. Look, hey, little dog, you going? No, it's only gonna be 8 of us. Baby Toe has opted out, and he's gonna sit next to Primetime Stokes.
Okay, Pat Simmerall just asked me to ask you this. He said you've been away from the game for quite a while. You do know you're not allowed to play in dress shoes, correct?
Well, I've been really pushing against that because I like T.O. in a dress shoe,
But you know, I mean, we out there, all 8 of us, and we just try to do our best.
Well, everybody from the box seats wish you the best of luck, and hope to see you out there scoring some points and going back to your old self and get to stepping.
Yeah, but
What you mean you not coming? Okay, we got 7.
Yo, at least unlike Dion, y'all got the option. Dion ain't got no option. Dion got 8.
Dion told us in the jug. Matter of fact, I don't know if you can see this or not, Frank Holder, box seat, but here's we got some of Dion's toes in this container.
Dion went from prime time to sometime.
Oh, y'all. Okay, y'all. All right, so let's talk about the NBA, man. Last night, man, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys got a chance to see it, man. There was a huge fight with Orlando and Detroit. The big fight, the brawl, it was almost like Malice in the Palace, whereas 2 NBA players. Here's the crazy thing about this thing, man. Mo Wagner appeared to be knocked out, and he got knocked out, looked like by Killian Hayes, because Killian Hayes was getting ready to get pushed out of bounds by Mo Wagner. So, but the thing is, the NBA is gonna have to sort this whole thing out because the entire Orlando bench came off, off the bench, man. So, what's your thoughts on this?
First of all, 2 things. First of all, he deserved to get knocked out for what he did because he could have severely really hurt that boy. You know the man's coming up, running behind you. You got the out of bounds line right there. He could have just put his arms out. He could have slid over the block and whatever, and nobody would have been harmed. The way he gave him that push with the momentum, bro, into them chairs like that, that could have been real severe. So I think he, was warranted what happened to him. But that's not the story of this. I don't know if you guys didn't see this or see the highlight of it. The real story is because of the history of the Malice in the Palace. Yo, the guy on the loudspeaker was unbelievable. He said, "Yo, do not leave your seat. You leave your seat, you going to jail. You leave your seat, you going to jail." I said, "Yo, when have we ever heard this come through a loudspeaker at a sporting event? Yo, dead ass loudspeaker, leave your seat, leave your seat, you going to jail." I said, "Damn, I don't know if I want to go to a game that got that guy in the speaker." If that announcement made, that's like being somewhere and you hear across the speaker, somebody left a 9mm at the checkpoint. Please come back and claim your 9mm. I'm in the wrong place.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. Rodney Perry, what was your take on seeing that fight, man? Because you know that it was serious.
I'm looking at it right now, and wow.
Cut the volume up.
Wagner with the push into the bench. I mean, you got to look at a guy's history at this point. You got to look at the guy got a history of being a dirty player. I'm looking at the play. I mean, the guy. It don't look like he meant no harm. If you can put it that in that context, the guy's running fast. He slid under him. He gave him a nice little shimmy, and he went to the chairs. But people is in the chairs, so he didn't hit the chair. So anytime whites and light-skinned people fight, tough, man. Yeah. Wagner is the Gary Owens of the NBA. He said he didn't even throw a punch. He got the hell up out of there. Y'all black folks, y'all can fight. I'm going to sit on this bench.
Well, he got knocked out though, so he got knocked unconscious. So with the elbow.
No. I'm looking at him. He's still standing up. The light-skinned kid.
Yeah, you got to look at
the white kid got knocked out.
The white kid was knocked out.
Wagner got knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out. Mo, what's your take?
He got what he listen. He could have hurt that kid for real. I saw it this morning.
Yeah, he could have hurt.
I was watching. He could have really hurt. Had inches. Anything could have happened to that kid. His career could have been over. But the punch, it didn't even.
But it's not over. Goodness gracious.
The punch didn't look like a real punch. I had to look and see how he got knocked out. He punched him in the back of the head. Yeah. That means we need to figure out what's up with Wagner's parents. He must have got hit in the head a whole lot. That spot, it's that soft. If you look at the punch wasn't that violent. It was like a brush up against, and he was out for real. And the Detroit players were looking like, yo, he's out for real?
Yeah. It was serious like that. Amir, you had a brother who played in the NBA. I can't even imagine what would have happened if that had happened, in your time.
You know what, man? It's so crazy, man, because, in theory, we always look at the, obviously we're dealing with the after effects of it. And in the moment, obviously emotions are always running high, family, friends, everything. But the craziness is, to the point that all of you are making is split-second decisions and things that can happen in a split second can change, somebody's life drastically. We've seen it, time and time again. It doesn't make a difference what sport it is. Falling wrong or doing, falling awkwardly or whatever changes, somebody's trajectory as far as their life is concerned in so many different ways. I just think that it's unfortunate that seemingly because these are split-second things, that we can't really give it the, the full brunt of what it should, what it deserves, because, you're looking at, like you said, on the screen. But if you're there, it probably has a whole different connotation and a whole different energy. He probably didn't necessarily mean to do something that, moved in the way that it did, but because it was, like you said, momentum and, all these other things. And these dudes are big. If you haven't had the opportunity to be around an NBA player, in theory, we always think to ourselves, oh, this is tall or that's tall. Talent at 6'6" is tall. But when you get around dudes who are 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", you like, damn, I'm the shrimp in the group. So it has a whole different energy to it. But I just hope that they can sort everything out. There's not too many too many suspensions from this. And thankfully, to your point, nobody was really injured. And hopefully they can move on past this, because we didn't need another Malice in the Palace. That's for sure.
We sure did. We sure did. So, T, Brooklyn now is in the news consistently because why? Brooklyn won again. And now Brooklyn has won 10.
Mr. Frank, before we depart this subject, can I get one more word in on that?
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking as I'm watching this. First of all, they dealt with it pretty fast, but they talked about everybody getting fined and leaving the bench. What about the guys that don't leave the bench? Like, he's ostracized by his teammates. They got to move. Am I right? Like, you can't not go help your guy. So how do they deal with that?
Well,
good question.
It's either everybody or nobody. So they're going to probably do a whole team fine. Because normally they would suspend everybody, but they can't suspend everybody because the entire bench left, which obviously you don't see, but the entire bench left. So they ain't going to suspend everybody now because they won't have a game, the next Orlando game. So they'll probably give a heavy fine to everybody. And knowing the way the NBA
I think the team should absorb the fine too.
Yeah, they probably will. I don't think there's a doubt about that one. All right, so I was back to T. Talk to me, man. 10 straight. Brooklyn Nets, man, 10 straight now. Fourth best in the East, man. They climbing. It's Kyrie and it's KD. And they're doing it without your boy Ben Simmons, man. What's your take?
Well, they look good, man. Like I said on the last show, you poked a bear. You know what I mean? You woke a sleeping giant, and that's Kyrie. I think all that they put him through right now, this is his way, and what God has blessed him to be very good at is to show them. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you how good I am. I'm going to show you how you beat adversity on this court. And he's coming out with a vendetta, bro. Like, he's balling like that. He's hitting those shots, and everybody's saying the same thing. It's the same shot that he won the chip with when he was in Cleveland. He's hitting them kind of shots on a regular right now. He's breaking it down, his assists up. I mean, he's just doing what he's supposed to do. Kevin Durant is the constant. We know that. He wasn't the one in question. Is everybody always question Kyrie? Oh, you don't play this day, or you don't have the vaccine, or this and that, whatever. When the boy's balling, he's at the highest level of play you can get to as a guard. And I just think that that's the difference we're watching right now with Brooklyn. They almost lost that last night. They almost let them come back and win. Thank God for bad coaching. I know they praise them bad coaching, because the last play of the game, when Atlanta got the ball, the coach had timeouts and didn't use them.
Yeah.
Just ran up, let the clock run, and hoist the joint. So that was lucky you had bad coaching, because a real coach would have said, hold up, timeout. Let's advance the ball. Let's get a play. Let's use this clock wisely. Give us in the bet because we're only 1 point.
Right.
So at that point, you just need a shot. Any shot will do.
Yeah. Any shot, anything. Any shot would do. So let me ask you this, Rodney Perry. Do you think people are saying Kyrie's doing this because he's playing for a contract too? So RP, what's your take, Uncle Rodney? What you think? Is he playing? Is it really because he's
man, here goes Frank Holder. There's nothing like winning. Winning makes people forget. You understand me? I mean, just a few weeks ago, Kyrie Irving was under fire for hating the Jews. Okay? And guess what? The boy's back on the court, shaking and baking, doing what he does, and he's winning. If you win, everything goes away. If they hadn't took R. Kelly, put him in jail, he could make another hit record and be out of the woods. I'm happy that Kyrie is not under fire right now. And as to the Ben Simmons question, when in doubt, win games, contribute, and the world will forgive you.
I asked my co-partner over here, my other co-partner over here. None of us got that R. Kelly situation. We didn't get that. We didn't get that. We didn't get that. So, but
Let me tell you something. R. Kelly make a hit record. He can piss on my daughter.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? That's who house that is behind Mo. R. Kelly. I didn't even look at the piano.
I knew you was gonna say that, Charlie, because if you didn't say it, I was gonna say that's R. Kelly, but piano anyway. I bought it because he had legal fees.
That's the first house after Vibe, when they did the song Vibe.
Right. He sold it for dirt cheap. I got it for $50 in food stamps. Man, I gotta go back and get my EBT card this week too.
I love it.
You don't have to hold the mic up.
Winning these 10 straight games, man. You know, you're a New York fan.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks first, New York everything.
Right.
You know, and we never said that they were talented. We said this before the drama when they put that team together, when it was James Harden, before they got Ben Simmons, they were a championship caliber team. No one never questioned the talent caliber of these guys at all. It was, can they keep it together? Can they make it work? Can Kyrie stay healthy? You know, can he not say something to get him banned? Can the drama stop and play? This is what happened when you focus on your job and not if the world is flat or whatever else.
He ain't lying. I agree with that part. Amir, what's your take on this, bro?
Hey, I think that, Kyrie is back doing what he's supposed to do. The one thing that, we have seemingly forgotten is Kyrie is first and foremost the godson, if I'm not mistaken, of Rod Strickland. In case y'all forgot, that's one of the greatest finishers around the basket ever and one of the greatest guards ever out of New York City. So his pedigree and what he has in terms of stock and how he's learned the game goes unquestioned. The problem is too many of us want to focus on all the other odd stuff that he seems to get himself into. His basketball acumen, go look at that man's highlights. Anytime he's played against any of the best in the game, he comes and brings his A game. The dude is official tissue. There's no question in that. And I think that finally they put behind them some of the odd stuff that had been going on. Those two gentlemen seem to be locked in, and the rest of the team has no choice but to get on board. The sad thing is, they are on the other side of the water. The Knicks don't have any kind of superstars. And the real reason why, even though we love our Knicks, they're not going to go anywhere is because we don't have any superstars. The Nets have superstars. That's the difference. But I do think that I'm glad to see them on a win streak. I'm glad to see them focused. And I can't wait to see what they do as the season continues. Let's go.
Yeah. I want to talk about one more NBA story.
Frank, before you move on, official tissue. I got it. That was pretty goddamn good.
It was. I don't think about
I will be stealing that.
Last NBA story, man, before we jump into the NFL. I want to talk about the NFL, get some stuff in there, man. Obviously, we got to talk about Luka Doncic the other night. His stat line was insane. Sorry, though, against your New York Knicks, though, fellas.
You
but
ain't sorry. That's why you only doing it because he's the Knicks. If he'd have done this
I already
against Boston,
talked to Tyler
if he'd
about
have
this today.
if he'd have done
Tyler,
it, if he'd have done that against Boston, he'd be like, we ain't got time on the show. I want to get to it. We're gonna get to this tomorrow. That's why he's doing it.
you know what? You know what's funny?
Talent has a wonderful take. Go ahead, Talent. I
You
can't
know
wait.
what's funny?
to the world
60
is.
points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists. That has to be talked about. Never happened in the NBA at all. See, you're on mute.
Muted Talent. Muted Talent.
You're muted. He dropped the phone.
And they barely won, Frank. Cut it out. Your best player had to put up 60 and go crazy for you to barely squeak the joint out. You know what I mean? And that was a fluke because of missed rebound. If that don't happen, we don't see that dude do the numbers he did and all that. And on top of that, our best player, the one most intricate part added to the Knicks, is our point guard was out. So Brunson didn't play. You played with missing your main guy who runs the floor, who holds it all together, and you still pushed him to the brink on the road, mind you.
Yeah.
So I don't hear that. 60 never been done before. Guess what?
Okay.
Sometimes less is more. You know?
All right, Peter. Knicks was down by 9 with less than a minute to go in the game. Bro. 9.
35 seconds to play. Knicks is up by 9 and lose the game. Hey, man, you know what? I'm sorry to see this, man. And
No, you're not.
Yeah, he's still salted over the bull getting beat up on.
Hold on, Talent. Hold on, Talent. And I want to say this to all my Knicks fans. I know it's tough. So, come on, all y'all, come on. You gotta give your boys a hug, man. You gotta give your boys a hug. We ain't promised these days, man.
Yo, you so silly, I swear.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
He said all of y'all.
Uncle Roddy's giving you that hug right there. You see that through the screen. You see that? He give you that hug through the screen. But y'all, you Knicks fans, that was a bad one. That was a tough one. You know what I mean? But what you think about Luka Doncic's stat line, man? And should he be MVP? In MVP. Hell, should he be the MVP? What's your take, Mo?
Yeah, right. Anyway, I think about Luka Doncic, that stat line, the same way I think about my baby mama. You know.
What?
Like Tyler said, we ain't have Brawlson. He got Reggie Bullock over there and hit that shot for him when he was dishing it off. We realized one thing. I tell you this much: I don't think the Knicks should have ever got rid of Reggie Bullock. He wasn't a great 3-point shooter, but he's better than Fournier, and he played defense. He was the reason why we had that perennial defense on the perimeter. But listen, so what? It's just a game.
Just a game.
It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game.
It's great. It's great for Luka. But to me, it's bad for Dallas.
You don't pass the ball anyway, so I'm surprised he got 10 assists. But Amir, what's your take on this, bro? On this stat line?
When I saw the stat line, I like everybody else. I was like, wow. Here's the thing, man. Basketball and sports in general, and I'm sitting here with at least 3, great comedians. You look for that time when you can be incredible and amazing. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was against the the New York Knicks. But here's the thing, with it even being against the New York Knicks. As odd as this is going to sound, because me and my boy just had a conversation about this, and this is why I said what I said about the no superstars. The Knicks, as they currently stand, are never going to go anywhere because management doesn't want to put anybody who's really the truth on that team so they could do something. With that having been said, it's a tax write-off. Y'all Talon's been to the games. You know what it's like. Talon, how many stars we got at our Knicks games? And there's nothing for you to really be cheering about because the players that they have are average. These are the same dudes that you play a pickup game with. None of them are anybody who you go, you know what, this guy is incredible. Doncic, on the other hand, that dude is must-see TV. And the craziness about it, because I said this about him and Joker, these are 2 of the slowest and most methodical guys in the game. But you look up and you be like, how did this dude give me 40? And I know he wasn't doing anything fast or, moving at a pace that should shake me up.
They
But
knew
that
Larry
just goes to
Bird.
show you that just goes to show you how well these guys play the game and how solidly these guys play the game. So again, I just got to give Doncic his props. It was a great, stat line. It's one of those things that he can look back on, obviously, over his career and go, I had a moment. And that's what it's about.
No doubt. All right, in the NFL, there's another story I had to get to, T, is that Derek Carr officially left the Raiders after he found out he was getting benched for the final 2 games of the season. Derek Carr literally told his team, I'm out. I'm not going to be it. And then Josh McDaniels put out a press release saying that he didn't want it to be a distraction from the team. I personally think Derek Carr said he quit the team, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. That's what I'm thinking. But when you look at this right now, T, what are you thinking is going out right now with this mess that's going on with the Raiders? I mean, there's a lot going on.
First and foremost, he's not from the hood, so I don't think he said I'm out. I think he said something like "Go up yourself." You know what I mean? That's how they talk. So I think that's what was said. But again, blatant disrespect. I don't blame the man because as men, I don't care if it's straight business, sports, entertainment. We got to learn to deal with each other, respect that we're both men. And the people that make that call, you got to understand the message you're sending with 2 weeks left to play in the league. What difference does it make? If I bench Derek Carr with 2 games left, I wait all the way to 15, 16 weeks of football to go. We bench you for 2 games. That's a blatant disrespect. That's not just a benching. You're trying to send a message on top of the message woven in between the message. And it's all disrespectful. So I don't blame him saying, you know what? Why would I take that and sit on his bench for 2 weeks? It's cool. I quit. Go figure out. I'm sure he made one phone call, and that was to the agent or the lawyer. Can I do this? And if I do this, what does this mean for next year and going forward? And he made that call. He got the advice, and he pulled the trigger. Kudos to him. We need more men to stand up for themselves and do stuff like this.
Yeah, Rodney Perry, I think he's going to get traded, though. What's your take on Derek Carr out from L.A.? I think they're going to trade him from the Raiders this offseason.
Man, it's always tough when you have to make these tough calls. It reminds me of my days as a male exotic dancer.
You got traded, Rodney? That's what happened when you was a male exotic dancer?
Well, I had been doing my thing for quite a long time. And it's a lot of work because when you're dealing with, those type of clubs, it's like 90% big girls. So I would have
did they stop you because you was coming up short? Was that what it was? Too many
coming up short.
No, Frank. I actually had extra. But anyway, so I was hoisting my ladies up around, but I dropped one, and they want to hold that against me, and they let me go. Like during the height of the season, and I had to do the same thing as Derek Carr. I had to quit. And I quit, and I end up getting picked up by another club. So I say, Derek Carr, just stay focused, man. Somebody else will come your way.
Well, never say male stripper and hold that up against me together.
Rodney, I just hope you didn't have as many interceptions as Derek Carr did, because Derek Carr.
No. Actually, I only had one fumble, and but people frown upon that when it's a big girl.
Okay, all right. So he had only one fumble. Derek Carr had a lot of fumbles in the career lead year and interceptions. That's why he getting traded. He think he going to get cut, possibly traded. So that's his story. Mo, what's your take?
Yeah, I think it was. I was checking that out earlier today. I think a lot of his sitting down is part of his contract. That if they play him, is something about his contract. They have to wind up owing him a certain amount of money. Yeah. So it's contractual why they sit him. It's not like. But the whole thing out of this though is look at Devontae Adams. He ain't happy about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? He left playing with a Hall of Famer. Potentially they could have won the Super Bowl this year.
He should have stayed in Green Bay.
Right, but he left to go there to be with his boy. And now they're going to say to him, you got to suit up for Stidham. Like, he gave up everything. You know what I'm saying? He gave up the beautiful chick to go hang with the fat chicks with Rodney at the strip club. He gave up dime.
Tell him, don't drop
one. He gave up Club Dime to go hang out at Club Pay As You Way. You know what I'm saying? And now he's sitting back. You talking about talent about smacking somebody. Devontae Adams gonna be smacking somebody real soon if they don't get a quality quarterback in there. And I'm telling you now, how good does Derek Carr look to be in a Jet now?
Yeah, Derek Carr might end up in the Jets. I wouldn't be surprised at that either. Amir, what's your take on this Derek Carr situation right now, bro? Quitting on the Raiders the last 2 weeks of the season.
You know what, man? Look, I think that like anything and everything, like T said, the man's, pride is on the line first and foremost. And then secondly, look, it's the last 2 weeks of the season. Man, go on and start your healing process. Get ready for next season or whatever the case may be. It's a wrap for y'all. This wasn't a good season for y'all for whatever reason. You guys never seemed to quite put it together. I think you had maybe one game where you kind of looked solid, but the rest of the season was abysmal. Yeah. They need to take a real good hard look at the whole organization from top to bottom. I personally don't think they've ever recovered from what happened with Chucky, and that was a few years ago. And I think that until they really address all of that stuff, that particular organization is in a lot of trouble. So, Carr, do what you need to do for you at this particular moment, brother. Go on, sit down, relax. Let these last 2 weeks go. And, y'all look red. Like I said, take a good hard look at yourselves and see what y'all going to do for next year, because this year is definitely a wrap for y'all.
Listen, in the NFL and other NFL news, I found out yesterday afternoon, laying up in bed watching a lot of the news and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all heard this, but Russell Wilson is the only NFL quarterback who ended up getting an office up with upper management, and that got a lot of players on his team really, really upset. Instead of sticking in the locker room with a lot of other guys, he had an office created for him and put up there next to the coach, and rubbed a lot of players the wrong way. So it's creating a lot of drama. And some of these sports beat writers out of Denver are like, Denver should cut him right now because he has $38 million guaranteed next season and $58 the season after that. They thinking they should cut him. What's your take, T, on Russell Wilson having an office next to the coach instead of being mingling with the rest of the players in the locker room?
First of all, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. See, this is what I mean by these messages you send inadvertently. You sent a message to the team that I'm the quarterback, but I'm not part of the team. Mm-hmm. It's like you send a message like I'm the front, I'm executive. I just come down there on Sundays, mess around with y'all. But this is where I'm at. You can't do that. This explains everything. If you look at the sacks, you look at the hurried offenses and the lines breaking through, your offensive line don't respect you and don't go out of their way to protect you. Ain't nobody breaking no limbs, ain't nobody straining no muscle. We're gonna say hike. We're gonna do that first little push, make it look good, and then whoop, get him. I've seen this happen before on past teams for different reasons. And the best example of an offensive line quarterback relationship or even running back for that was Emmitt Smith in the Dallas years. Mm-hmm. Emmitt Smith made sure he took care of that line, from Rolexes to cars to trips to jewelry for the wives. That man hit them dudes off year after year to make sure they block for. Like, we need to respect each other. I'm getting these accolades. I'm breaking the scoring and the rushing titles and I'm getting the MVP. All these things is because I got a line, and that's not going unrecognized. This move right here is like you clearly separating yourself from your fellow wolves of the pack. That's a no-no.
100%. Rodney Perry, what's your take on Russell Wilson creating separation from his teammates by getting an office set up next to the coach and everybody else, instead of like Tom Brady is in the locker room. Everybody's in the locker room. Russell Wilson not in the locker room. Matter of fact, his teammates don't even have his phone number if you want to get really down to the stats of it. So,
well, everybody knows Russell's got a new number, and
yeah.
But I think it might be deeper than what we're seeing. First of all, his name is Russell.
Facts.
Everybody named Russell is having a tough time. Russell Wilson, of course, Russell Westbrook, he's having and Russell Albert, which is you probably know him from Fat Albert fame, and
Russell Albert, what?
He's had a tough time as well. Another little tidbit you don't know about that office. It's actually a dance studio, and Russell and Sierra make TikToks during the afternoon.
Oh, that's what it is.
He's just trying to save his marriage, man. And if those guys don't get that, then I don't know what to say to them.
Yeah, that's what I knew it was something. Mo, what's your take on this, man? Russell Wilson with more drama coming out of Denver. What's your take on this, bro?
And that just goes you out. That goes to show you just how messed up the whole organization. Russell's gonna catch the brunt of it because he came in. But for all this to be happening like that, all this is messed up before Russell got there, man. Denver is in shambles. They can't get nothing straight. They don't have a coach. They talking about Sean Payton coming in. They don't need somebody to fix Russell. They need somebody that's gonna fix the whole organization. You know, I mean, what organization is gonna build an office? Who does that? I wish he would. If I own a team, they'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be downstairs with the fellas. You know, I want an office up here. Yeah, when you retire, maybe. But until then, you work downstairs. Go downstairs and go to work.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, what's your take?
You know what? I think this is a clear case of Sierra being a part of Russell's entourage and making demands. She's like, look, he needs a green room with his Zen tea. He needs to be able to have only purple Skittles and things like that. And I think that unfortunately that has put him, like you said, at odds with his team members because the rest of the wives show up to the game and they got to sit in the seats like everybody else in the box or whatever. Meanwhile, Sierra's up there with is John Elway still the GM of the Denver Broncos? So she's up there rubbing elbows with John Elway and
Mrs. Elway.
Yeah, so that you'd be upset too. You'd be like, wait a minute, I've been here for years. This dude just got here. How's he getting all this stuff and he just got here? So I think it's a Sierra thing. I think she got in his ear. It was like, look, baby, you've been great over there in Seattle. You need more. You know how sometimes women can be, and we, trying to Rodney's point, save our marriage or keep everything good,
Sometimes.
Gucci.
Woo,
Next thing you know.
You
out of sorts. You out of sorts.
You build your own household on your own time, Frank. Ain't nothing to do with that. Here's the thing. I'm looking at the picture of the office. He don't deserve no office. He never been in the office. Look at it. Ain't nothing in there but a typewriter and a jock strap.
All right, last question. You ready for this? You ready for this? The last question, New York Jets question. Who will be the starting QB next season? Will it be Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Jimmy G, Baker Mayfield, or Mike White?
Mike White.
I think Mike White will be because of the simple fact that I think in these last two games, the few games he already played, he started to win New York over. And I think these closeout games, because in a perfect world, he closes out with 2 wins. They find their way into the playoffs. New York will not turn their back on the young boy by doing that. Being his toughness is New York. One thing we love is toughness. I don't give a damn if you play for the Rangers. I don't give a damn if you play for the Mount St. Michael's hockey team. If you could take a chip to the gym, they'd be like, keep him, yo. They'd be like, but he's 27. It's all right. One more senior year. Won't hurt. Guaranteed.
Rodney Perry, who is going to be the starting QB of the New York Jets? Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Jimmy G, Mike White.
To me, the only choice is Mike White, man. I like the guy. I'm sorry he went down injury-wise this season. He take his time, he get well, and he'll be back under center for the Jets.
Okay, all right. Okay, Mo, who's your choice? QB for the New York Jets. You got Aaron Rodgers. You're going to have Jimmy G out there. Baker Mayfield. You're going to have also, you can't forget Mike White going to be there, and now Derek Carr is floating out there too. Who you think the Jets are going to take a look stab at?
I think Derek Carr is going to be in there. They'll keep Mike White in there for backup so he can learn from him. Bring him in for a little while, let him teach him. I'm saying Derek Carr, I just want to throw everything off. Everybody else is talking about Mike White this, Mike White that. I want to be different.
I respect that.
I got clowned about my background and everything else. I'm just going to be a rebel. I'm going to be a rebel.
Hey,
Mike White's back there vacuuming that white carpet.
All right, so Mr. Rebel, that's what he got. Who you got, man? You got Derek Carr going to be out there. Jimmy G. You got Aaron Rodgers going to be out there. Baker Mayfield going to be out there. But Mike White is already there. Who you got?
I think they still continuing to stay with Mike White. I think that the other players who you mentioned, Baker Mayfield has done a great job up there in San Francisco, so I think he's going to hang out there. Jimmy G is fragile as glass, so we don't want him. Aaron Rodgers, even though he's the baddest man on the planet, as y'all always say, his time is up. His days are numbered. And then Derek Carr, sir, you couldn't get it together out there in the warm weather of Vegas. Look, come on. I'm a realist about certain things. You know how cold it is in New York. They just went through a cold spell. Sir. The dude, first of all, the hit that he took, what was it, 2 weeks ago? That alone told us how tough he is. Remember when he took the 2 shots to the rib and we were like, oh my God, they almost killed him.
Yeah.
That told us how tough he is.
But that's Mike White. Like Carr ain't that tough. One time he had an argument on the phone and went through concussion protocol. He's soft, he's weak, we can't use him. This is New York. And for the record, Mo, I swear to God, if you put that shower curtain with that background, I think it looks perfect.
Well, for my Pelican brief, I'm going to say this right now. I think it's going to be Jimmy G with Mike White backing him up because Jimmy G got a relationship with Salah, you know what I mean, from San Francisco. I think it's going to be Jimmy G starting in New York. I
think you're crazy. I think the only way you get me to believe that, I'm going to need to see a doctor, though. That fresh from the doctor, because he's straight at the doctor.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if Jimmy G literally goes to New York Jets because Salah and him, they know each other from San Francisco. You know what I mean? He knows
Jimmy G, here's my Pelican brick, man.
Okay.
Move me on this. Jimmy G end up a Jet quarterback. I'm moving to Boston.
Wow. I'm holding to that. Amir's laughing. I'm holding to that.
There's a small town called Boston, New York, right off of Long Island. Like, very small town, but it's great. The food is great.
Boston, New York.
See, tell me how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, Talented Comedian on Instagram. It's Just Comedy on Twitter. And King Talent Harris on Facebook. Don't forget, if you know anybody in the DMV area, all roads lead next weekend to the Comedy Factory there in Baltimore. Your boy and Ed Lover, double headlining show, The Cousins of Comedy, putting it down. 5 shows. Come see us, man.
There it is. And my man Rodney Perry, talk to me.
I'm easy to find, man. Rodney Perry live on all social media. My podcast starts back up at the top of the year. And this weekend, Detroit, Michigan, and Southfield, Michigan, at the Punchline Comedy Lounge for New Year's Eve.
There it is. Mo, tell everybody how to
follow, I'm hard to find. I'm real hard to find. So make sure you type everything in there correctly. Mo_comedy. For real, because I ain't did nothing. I'm still trying to make my way around. Mo_comedy on Instagram. And I got a TikTok page that's taking off. It's called Mr. Sit Your Ass Down. I get to talk about who's sitting their ass down. So hit me on my TikTok, Mr. Sit Your Ass Down.
There it is. There it is. And Amir, thank you for joining the show today, bro. Tell everybody how they can follow you.
Right there on the screen, A-Rock Silly on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter, just Amir Silly. I love you guys. Thank you. Hey, everybody, happy holidays. Super happy New Year to you all, man. Great year, Frank. Great show, brother.
Before we leave, we want to give a shout out to Brazilian soccer legend, World Cup champion Pele. It looked like he just passed away. Shout out to him and his family, man. That's huge. You guys know how Pele is, man. Pele was huge for soccer. Shout out to him. We'll talk probably more about it tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. The show's called Box Seats. It's on the Humor Mill app. We are on again at 7 and 11 tonight. Of course, we're gonna be back in tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna do recap of the games that's happening tonight. We're gonna also, we are definitely gonna talk about our picks for the NFL week. And 2 more weeks, and then it's going to be playoff time, so we can't wait to talk about all of that. Thank you all.
Sit your ass down tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? Sit your ass down segment, so make sure y'all.
I don't want to miss that.
Yeah, me neither. Thank y'all for watching.
I want to see what house Mo is going to do it from.
Mo, you ain't gonna hear the end of this. It was me for a little while. So.
I'm on my way.
I got $20. You're gonna be in Lionel Richie living room.
I tell you, I'm on my way to Target and Home Depot right now. I got some gift cards. I'm cashing them all in.
Wow.
Word.
Yeah.
Christmas,
Y'all are watching
Christmas
Show
wrapping
Up
paper
Boxing
and
Stick.
everything.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Peace.